Blackberries like this are supposed to make our lives easier, but are they actually rewiring our brains and keeping our families apart? It's an issue originally reported in a front-page story by the New York Times Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter Matt Richtel. And now Claire Shipman introduces us to a family whose lives were completely taken over by their gadgets.
Lily Mae, your burrito's ready.
Juggling computer screens, laptops, cell phones. This morning, like every morning, technology and food are both on the menu in the home of Cord and Brenda Campbell.
I'll grab the iPad and my phone and take it into the kitchen and set them down and fix coffee.
All through the day, I'm kind of checking email, Facebook, texting.
I have a PC, Apple laptop, plus I have the iPhone.
Even 8-year-old Lily is plugged in.
When I go onto YouTube, sometimes this is my movie player. You can put music or movies in here.
The Campbells are an extreme example of a condition so many of us suffer from, technology overload. How addicted to their gadgets are they? Well, we were talking to Brenda.
It causes a lot of information in our house and a lot of calls, so I'm going to ignore that.
A recent family vacation to Carmel was hijacked by their snazzy electronics.
We all got there, and I was expecting to go to dinner, and we didn't. We ended up having a technology night. We all just sat on a device.
My dad, he was having these meetings on the phone while we were at our Carmel trip, and I was like, Dad, you got to stop.
It's pretty obvious what this digital addiction does to our family lives, but what, if anything, does it really do to our brains? Do we know whether any of this can create a permanent brain change?
I think that it could well be that there are changes that are quite persistent and hard to overcome.
Multitasking, it's supposed to be a good thing, right? We're more productive? Well, brain research is showing that is just not true.
If you have a task that requires decision-making or comprehension, you can't really do two things at the same time.
The parts of the brain that process auditory information and visual information, for example, are two different areas. And MRI studies have shown that only one can be dominant at a time. So if you think you can talk on the cell phone and work successfully on the computer at the same time, the research says you're wrong.
People who tend to use lots of media simultaneously are more distractible, have a more difficult time switching between tasks.
This attempt at juggling all these gadgets and information seems unprecedented, but not necessarily, says Bill Powers, the author of a new book called Hamlet's Blackberry. He says overconsumption of the new thing dates back to Shakespeare.
When the printing press came along, people all of a sudden felt this need to have to learn how to read. Henry David Thoreau, the great philosopher, noted that people got addicted to going to the post office. They would go 5, 6, 7 times a day.
Powers was a victim of digital overload too. Time was he and his family would all disappear to their various computers after dinner until they took a big step.
We decided we will unplug on the weekends. We called it the Internet Sabbath. We've been doing it for 3 years now. It completely revolutionized our lives.
The Campbells have also taken some steps to unplug themselves.
At dinner time, we do have a no technology at the table.
It's that time of the day that we talk together, and that's the time we can spend more time together than any else of the day.
All right, do you have a problem? Well, are you missing important events? Are you unable to focus on your family? Do you miss your electronic gadgets long after you put them away? You might need an internet Sabbath, and I'll tell you, George, doing this piece made me realize that our family certainly needs one.
Okay, well, Claire, thanks very much. If you want to find out how Claire did, check out our website at abcnews.com/GMA for some extra video and tips.